Hi, it's Dr. Ron Miller again with CashBasedPhysiotherapy.org, and we're going over step 2 in my Cash-Based Physiotherapy Startup Checklist. And this is going to be the right location and the right city. Okay, so let's look at the city first. You don't have to be in a city. It can be in a suburb of a city, but you have to make sure that you're in a good market. And whether it's in an affluent market, yes, that helps, but I don't necessarily mean you don't have to be in an affluent or a rich area of the city to make a cash-based physiotherapy practice works. Yes, we have an uphill battle because we got to educate the public, but what I recommend in a lot of my training, and if people use my system, is you want to find a market that is an oversaturated market that has lots of competition, lots of hospitals. You want, there's chiropractors on every corner around me. There's an oversaturated market of physiotherapy, healthcare in general. Better yet, you want to look at, are there lawyers everywhere? Are there physicians everywhere? Is it a thriving economy? Yes, that type of city or location is going to work out perfect for you. Yes, and I said it, you want to open up your cash-based clinic in an oversaturated market. I wouldn't go the route of going after an untapped market with no competition, because then you're going to have an uphill battle again, as everyone's going to want to use their insurance, and you have to go through the whole education process, and it's going to be harder. This way, in an oversaturated market, your outcomes and your treatment and your approach and the whole experience is going to be better than the standard. And the oversaturation market means that there is a need there. There's a want. People are looking for services. Now you just have to stand out and be better. Better experience, better outcomes, period, everything. So I actually recommend, if you're going to open up a cash-based clinic, open it in an oversaturated market with lots of competition, lots of lawyers, lots of physicians, lots of healthcare, everything. And I would open up a clinic in that city. Location-wise, now, if you follow me at all, I recommend at first, yes, you got to keep your overhead low. I'm not big on taking out loans and putting yourself in debt because we already have student loan debt. So I'm not big on increasing your overhead and trying to make it work. When you're starting out, you're almost a proof of concept business. So instead of taking out loans and creating higher overhead, I actually recommend starting out small and keep your overhead low. Many people are opening up, just subleasing space in a CrossFit setting or even in a gym, or I leased one room that I could do treatments in a physician building. It was actually a fertility center building, so go check out that. But it worked for me. The building was beautiful. It was a Mediterranean style building, nice parking lot. It had everything that I needed. It's just patients were walking into a fertility center. That was my big problem. But I was only there for 2 years. I grew my business and I expanded into my own building. So start out low, obviously pick a nicer area, make sure it has a nice curb appeal, that there's parking. You don't want to have to deal with all that stuff. Maybe open up inside another gym or training facility or a CrossFit gym. You could look at some local smaller businesses. Sometimes in some cities, there's actually a developer will design a building that has multiple treatment rooms in it. And like psychologists, mental health counselors all just lease this one room where they share a meeting space. I've seen places like that around my area too. So that's another concept, try to find some of those little small places where they, other medical professionals lease one room. Chiropractors do this too. So I would recommend, find a good location in the right city and make sure it meets all of your needs. Parking, good curb appeal, and it works for you, because I think it's essential for you to keep your overhead low. And yes, there are people that do the gym setting too, and that's fine to start out with. Now, I do have a problem with that later on, but that's another story. But to start out, if you're picking a location, make sure it's in the right city, in the right area, in an oversaturated market, and the actual location meets all of your needs. So if you have any questions about city, locations, etc., how to do a market analysis, which, again, you can throw the market analysis out just find the oversaturated market with lots of competition, and you don't have to worry about it because you'll thrive in a cash-based setting if you can get good outcomes and deliver an exceptional patient experience. So anyway, if you have any questions, send me an email or put it in the comment box below. I hope this helps, and stay tuned for step 3. Thanks.